Hello, everybody. This has started. It started with a big Game Pass commercial. I'm going to just adjust the audio on the fly. Xbox extended stream. Thanks for being here, everybody. It feels like I'm waking up and where there's a new stream to do, a new press conference every single day. Good to see you. Can you hear me okay? Audio all right? Hello. Good morning. Curtis Eric is here. Dr. Ain Twitch. Final Fantasy VII Maxified. John Yomtop. This is loud in my headset. Loud. How's it going, K Holdstar? First time chatter. I love to see him.
Welcome to Xbox
Loving the enthusiasm
Game
early.
Extended. I'm Aaron.
Thank you,
Malik,
Goku.
And we have the honor
Oh,
of diving
Malik is there.
deeper into some of the most
Right on.
exciting and talked about announcements.
McCready, thank you for
as well as
subscribing, my
gameplay
friend.
from
First time
Xbox
chat
and
from a
Bethesda
viewer, and then you
Games
subscribed
Showcase
right away.
just 2
You are
days
the
ago.
best. Thank you so
For
much.
the first time
Welcome.
ever, the entire showcase was focused on games you can play over the next 12 months.
That's right, Aaron. You saw world
Giant purple
game
pen
for
15
Redfall and Starfield.
is here.
Today, we've got Bethesda's own Pete Hines right here to tell us more.
With reporter in the field, John
Renowned
Yomtop.
developer
Yeah, it's
behind
awesome.
The brand new Xbox franchise, Our History Untold.
You're the best,
Dive
John.
into Naraka Blade Point with our partners at NetEase Games and so much more.
But first, we begin with a special look at how our fans got to celebrate the Xbox and Bethesda Games Showcase.
Right, they had
with
the,
a message from our very own Phil Spencer.
They had a FanFest thing on Sunday in LA and also one in Australia as well.
I love coming to events like this.
Is that
You
the
just
female
feel the
host there?
energy.
Real Hip
People
Hop
love
Jan?
to come
Dan?
together. There's a community, their love of video games, the Xbox fans. Just a really special time for everybody, myself included.
She looked
Gaming
cool.
has this unique ability to bring people together, whether it's saving the world from the aliens.
There's a lot of incredible talent out there now, man. A lot of people that have grown up with screens and know how to communicate very well around this business, and
what did you like in the show?
you can feel the passion.
Conversations with people that are here about areas that they like.
If I could hire some
areas that
folks,
we
I would hire some
think
folks.
That's something that drives us. You saw it in the show today. People said, we want to see more gameplay. And so we said, okay, great. You're going to see a ton of gameplay.
She did Cheddar Esports. All right, cool.
Lineup ever in terms of just diversity of different kinds of games from different kinds of teams. Different
Matt's a great
genres.
dude.
There's some franchises.
I
that
interviewed him at
franchises
the External
don't
Development
come to
Summit
Xbox. We've been working on
last
that.
year.
Today we
He was
obviously have
wonderful.
Persona.
It's important to us. We not only have all the games coming from our internal studios, but also great independent game developers that we work with around the world. So could not be more excited.
Goku, that's a slippery slope, my
He's
friend.
got this really
I like being
great
able to pay
idea
people.
for a game. I want to be clear, because I know we say like experience and stuff. He's building a video game, but he has this real unique things that he wants to do in the game. And we said, okay, let's go do something together. And I'm just really proud to be in an industry that can be part of so many people coming
It sure does, doesn't it? Deceivo. First time chatter. I love it. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining me. I didn't know who was going to jump on. I didn't know if, like, this, what are we calling it? Key 3 is pushing it with all of these streams. But we're all curious, right? What are you cooking up for us? Coffee Stain presents a game by Iron Gate Studio. You're in a meeting right now, Goku. Oh, man. Okay, what is this game? Did they have the title flash up already? Good background noise while you work. Right on. You could put that on my tombstone, I guess. Good background noise while... He provided good background noise while people worked. We have magic, portals, dwarves, mead, swords, giant boar to ride, fields to trample through, monsters to face. Oh, it's Valheim. Okay, all right. I've never played Valheim. Have you guys played it? What's the word? Is it fun? I know it's huge. So they didn't have that in the Xbox presser.
Bethesda opened the showcase with a dramatic gameplay demo for Redfall and closed it with Todd Howard showing us how deep the rabbit hole goes on Starfield. And we also got a sneak peek at upcoming expansions for Elder Scrolls Online and Fallout 76. Here to break it all down for us is the man, the myth, the
Zach
legend
Morris,
himself,
yes, it got
Pete
delayed,
Hines
yes.
from Bethesda. Pete, how are you?
I'm great. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. So about a month ago, you all announced some delays for both Redfall and Starfield. So I wanted to give you a chance to tell us a little bit about the decision-making process for that.
Absolutely. Look, with all the time that goes into a game, it would be foolish to rush it out the
Zach
door
Morris, they
before
heard
it's
you
ready.
chatting
I
about
think
this.
We have continued to sort of examine how we think about games and making sure that they are going to meet our players'
Oh, Deceivo.
expectations. Obviously, the last 2
They
years
can't get
have
into
really
6 yet. They got to
challenged us
finish
from a development standpoint.
Starfield.
How we work now largely remotely, while a lot of our folks are not back in the office. And, that has an impact. I also think we've been thinking about things like release dates and when do we give those out and how do we make sure we give one out that we actually hit and don't have to change later. So it's not something we undertake lightly, but at the end of the day, I think what our fans expect, what Xbox fans, what Bethesda fans expect is a high quality game, and we want to do everything we can to give our teams the time to fully realize the games they're making.
Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, right? Like delivering an amazing experience for the players out there. And so, speaking of games, we're just going to jump into it. We're going to start with how the showcase started with
Sounds good.
Redfall. Now, before we even get into the game, Arcane's making the game, and I want you to talk a little bit about the pedigree of Arcane, just in case people don't know.
Sure.
These folks over there, they're doing their thing.
Arcane Studios is known for really amazing, immersive sims. They do any number of things. If you play games of theirs, Dishonored, Dishonored 2, Prey, there's a lot of common threads you'll find in them. They create really amazing, believable worlds. I think that's a big part
well
of their
put
game
together.
is when you're in Dunwall or you're up on a space station in Prey, that it feels believable. There's a reason why things are the way they are. They're also a big believers in systems-based as opposed to scripted. So they really embrace player freedom and sort of giving players the tools to decide, you figure out how you want to complete this mission or get through this area. We're not going to tell you how. We're just going to give you tools and then give you the freedom to go and do. But, there's great characters and interesting story. They bring a lot of different elements and then really let the player create the experience they want.
And that's what it's all about. Gamers have taken many games and made it their own. And I think the fact that Arcane is making the game with that in mind is super important. Now, how similar or dissimilar would you say this game, Redfall, is from the other Arcane games?
Look, on the surface, it's a first-person shooter that you can play solo or with up to 4 players, and so immediately you might say, well, it's not a single-player game, so it must be wildly different. And don't get me wrong, there's absolutely ways in which it is different, but I think when folks play the game, and even when they see more of the game, I think they'll start
I'm digging
to see
this.
all of those things about an Arcane game that
We
they
didn't really have
love and
chats
appreciate, why
during
it's won
Xbox's
multiple,
presentation.
Action Game of the Year awards for Dishonored 2, is their ability to bring all of those things together.
Dishonored
really
was
high
the
level
best game of the
polish
year
and-
that it came
and let
out.
folks experience it, and so I think
2011.
all those things we talked about. If you want to play a game by yourself and get a great Arcane story, you can absolutely do that in Redfall.
Cool.
But you can also do things that you haven't been able to do in an Arcane game, like experience it with friends and find out sort of how the whole can become greater than the sum of the parts, like playing it off of each character's abilities. You saw some of that in the demo that we showed. I think the more that people appreciate that, you almost are going to want to try and play Redfall a couple of different ways. You might want to play it by yourself a little bit, play it with others, and it's a game that allows you to do either or both of those things, however you see fit.
I'm glad you talked about playing with friends because I'm taking applications for friends.
I don't know what the hell that
till we
was.
Get through Redfall.
What was
Can-
that
can I
sound?
put my name on that list?
I
don't know what that sound.
It'd be an honor.
So one of my machines
on
just
that
went.
list?
bleep,
All right,
bleep.
we
I don't
need
know
to
what
go
the hell that
explore
was.
Redfall together.
I'm excited. I can't wait for that. And so let's talk a little bit more about the game. Now, between the trailer that we saw last year at the reveal, as well as this one that we just saw, I feel like Redfall reminded players of other co-op shooters like Left 4 Dead, for example. What makes Redfall unique?
Again, it's one of those things, like if you watch just like combat footage, you might look at Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood or any of these things and go, oh, I see multiple characters facing a bunch of enemies, and so it's the same game. But I think that would be doing a disservice, that it's all of the things that take place in between the combat as well
This
as
is
the
really
combat
good.
itself, sort of combining different skills.
Pete knows how to speak.
In the way that you do, Layla dropping down an elevator using her powers that Jacob can use to get up top on a roof and provide cover. You have different characters who play roles really well. How you choose to use Brie Bone the robot, all of those things come into, again, allowing the players not to say, here's a set of rules and you can only use, like, no, here's just some stuff that you can go off into this amazing sort of dynamic, ever-changing world.
The thing about
and
Pete
sort of
Hines,
experience and explore
he
for
is a
yourself. You come back the
hardcore
next day,
game
and
nerd.
it'll look
He
and
goes
feel
home
like
and he
a
plays
different
these
experience,
things,
even though you're in the exact same
and he
part of the game. I
he
mean, I think
lives
those
and
are the
breathes
kinds of
it.
things that Arcane
And
does
this
that
is the
really,
difference. You know, I've
bring
come up
that
with
sort of
tons of
extra
really good
special element
marketers,
that makes their game so
but Pete
compelling.
is
Yeah,
another
growing
breed
and fresh.
because of his
So excited
passion
for
for
Redfall, and you
the
said it
content
here
and the
on
medium.
everyone to see
He
that we'll be
plays
playing
a
together,
lot of
so I'm gonna hold
stuff.
you to that.
Absolutely.
He's diehard,
All right,
and that's
great.
why he's
Awesome.
so
So let's talk about Elder Scrolls
comfortable and
Online
so
now.
good,
I
you
want
know?
to talk about the team
Mad
philosophy,
respect
because
for the
I
guy.
hear that the team is actually banned from saying things like, now is the perfect time to
My
play.
least favorite saying is there's never been a
no.
better time to play a game. Like, we all say that. Yes, games always get better. We
man.
know that. The thing that we love
See?
about where Elder Scrolls
Guy knows what
Online
he's doing.
is
Leather
going is
Soup,
their
yes,
ability
he really
to
seems to stay on
continually
top of the games that
refresh
they're
the
working on.
experience for
Yeah,
players,
he
provide
does.
new
He does.
experiences, like going to High Isle, a place they've never been in. An Elder Scrolls game, it does a lot of things like story and intrigue. There's a lot of
Right on,
politics
John.
in High
That's
Isle,
what it's all
different
about, man.
factions and-
I keep talking
and
about
the
this with
conflict
people
that's
is
going on there. And again,
we need
a
to
way that you can
inspire
jump in and
future
play by
generations
yourself
to
and
want to go and
experience
make
it
games.
by yourself.
And the
Even
only
though
way to
it's
do
an
that
MMO,
is to have
but the
conversations with
real
people that make them
special
that
sauce
feel
of Elder Scrolls
real
Online
and
is our
authentic,
amazing
like this.
community. They're so welcoming. They're so helpful. You know, if you need a little bit of help, if you need a lot of help,
They're there for you.
they're there for you to help explain, to to make sure you have a fun experience. And honestly, like, that is such a huge part for an online game of creating an environment where anybody, no matter whether you just started playing or you've been playing for 8 years, can have a good experience no matter how you decide to engage.
This
with it.
game, by the
You
way,
mentioned
this Elder
that,
Scrolls
community
Online
is such a- as
is
you mentioned,
is
is such
actually
a huge
quite
part of
damn
any
fun.
online game.
I don't have time
So
to
for
play
those
any of
who
these
may not
huge,
have played
massive,
Elder Scrolls
persistent
or
online
you said
things,
looking
but
to
when I
jump
played
in,
it,
to know they
even
have that
in its
community
early
backing
rough
them,
days,
that's gonna
it was
help
still
them
really
guide them
fun.
in their journey is super exciting. So, but I want to talk about Fallout a little bit.
Slime Hunter,
Huge
thanks for
milestone
being
this year,
here. And yes, he
25
is. He's
years
super.
of Fallout.
I've
It
worked
can
with him.
rent a
We
car
produced
used now
making
at
ofs
this point,
and,
right?
and
We're
behind the
talking
scenes
about it,
stuff
right?
with
So
Pete, and
this
he's
has been
wonderful. He's a
something,
great dude.
Super special to the team.
Absolutely, and look, we are as aware of anybody. Like, this franchise did not start with Bethesda. It's one that we took on along the way, and our intent is not just to pay homage to, like, Bethesda Fallout. Like, no, we mean all Fallout, because what this series has done, what it meant to us as players when we went and played those games, played the original Fallout 2, and then what the franchise has become, and sort of growing and finding an even a new audience with Fallout 3, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 76 is something we really want to celebrate. And honestly, what's going on in Fallout 76 with the pit and your ability to continue to push the boundaries in an online game of story and meaningful player choice, and as you're going along, making decisions that kind of matter and have a real impact, I think is important in the evolution of Fallout 76. And just honestly, how far that game has come from its launch. Like,
You can
we're
bet that
keenly aware of how that launch went, but we are also keenly aware of
You can bet.
the
He's
incredible
got
amount of effort and
a
dedication from all
high
of our
stat
teams
character.
across Bethesda
He's been
to
playing
say,
all the
like,
way
we
along.
believe in this
He knows
thing,
all the
and
intricacies
we want
of
to give the fans more
Fallout
of what they
76.
want and the kind of experiences that
Wasn't
they
for me.
want, and where Fallout 76
And I
is
don't have
now
the
is
time to
truly remarkable when you go back and look
devote
at
to
sort of
it.
where we were and how far we've
But
come, and
also
honestly, how much
respect
cool
that they
stuff
have
is in
stayed
store in
with
the
it.
pit. It's
You know,
gonna
there
be
are
super
fans
fun.
of it for sure
Excited
out
to
there.
jump in, and again, that's one of those things that I'm sure you guys attribute to the community, giving that feedback.
That 76 community, again,
Is
not
that
just
true,
in the game,
Slime
but
Hunter?
what they do for each other, to support other folks in the community, what they have done to raise funds for worthwhile causes. Like, it's not just an
Ephesian,
amazing
any
group
game
of
that gives you
gamers, it's
1,000
an amazing
hours,
group of human beings,
successful
and
game,
honestly,
I think,
one that
yeah?
we're honored to interact with and be a part of.
Got your money's
I love
worth
that,
with
Pete.
New World?
Before you make me cry, we're going to move on to Starfield, all right? All right, so let's talk about it. Starfield ended the show. I got to say, watching the trailer, breathtaking. It's one of those things from the different locations and just seeing the difference between that moon versus the populated city, just amazing. The dog fighting, just everything was so awesome. The team really outdid themselves.
It's one of those things about a Bethesda Studios game that I always love, and it's been the case, honestly, since I worked on Morrowind and Oblivion and all those games that we talked about. And for every single one, you cannot pin people down to, oh, it's about this, because it's not. Like, ultimately what those games are massive sandboxes where they give players just ridiculous amounts of freedom to say,
Xbox
you
has
go
got to let
figure
Pete
out what
just
kind of
go,
game you
man.
wanna play and what kind of experience you want to have, because that's what this game
Let
is
him
about.
roll.
It's not us
Guy's
prescribing
great.
and saying, you have to do these things. And like, no, it's about creating this huge sandbox with over 1,000
I think he's
planets
better
you can completely
unscripted,
explore and
honestly.
say, yeah, but you don't have to. Like, it's entirely up to you to figure out what is fun for me. Do I want story? Do I want to join factions? Do I want to, build outposts and gather resources to build more cool stuff? The team really puts all of those tools in the player's hands and step back and says, now it's time for you to tell the story of Starfield, which is your story, which is going to be different than mine, which is going to be different than everybody
Not
else.
every marketer can do this, guys.
That's really where the magic
Not
of
everybody
the
can
Bethesda
do
Game
this.
Studios game happens.
Speaking about the scope of everything, Todd said that this is what an epic RPG is. What does Bethesda define an epic RPG as?
I think, again, it's sort of leaning into, look, there's a lot of folks who take a lot of
He's better
different
unscripted,
approaches on what
and
does
he's
an
great
open
scripted.
world mean. And Bethesda
Super
Game
talented on
Studios
stage.
always pushes themselves to the most freedom and least limitations, right? Where the items in the world are all real things. You walk into a store and there's a bunch of weapons or whatever. Like, that's not just art on a countertop. Like, you could pick those up. You could steal them and run out of it. You can create chaos. Like, we don't want to put too many limits on what
I'm
the
not sure.
player
I'm not
is
throwing
or
shade,
isn't allowed to do.
but
I
Reggie
love it
could
when
never
players say,
do
I wonder
this.
what happens if
Never.
and then they try it and then they get to see, like, oh my lord, chaos ensued and it was insanity. Everybody was shooting at me, and like, that's, I think, the beauty of Bethesda Game Studios and the number of ways that they push for you to explore that, right? It's not just one, it's you could spend thousands of hours doing nothing but shipbuilding and like focus that as all you're about, and that's okay. But you could also be about exploring every planet and finding all of the good, and that's okay. Or you could just play the main story and be like, I want a kind of experience that I'm guided through so that I kind of get to see stuff, and I might stop here and there. Oh, there's a cool side quest that I got, but I want something that sort of leads me through, because I'm a little, it can be a little daunting to say you can go do whatever I want. Like, ooh, I don't know what I should do. So some folks want a little bit of a guided path or to understand where the fun is, and no approach is wrong. Like, for me, that's epic, because it says we aren't putting any limits on what you can or can't do. We're going to set you loose and just sit back and watch the beauty that you create with your own stories and the way that you solve problems or choose to spend your time in this world we've created.
I love that. And what you said about, those moments that maybe you experience that I don't, like, those are some of the best moments if I think back to playing RPGs when I'm discussing with my friends. Oh, did you see that? No, I didn't see that. Where did you see it? And having them go out and find it. So I think that's going to be one of those things.
We talk about that a lot, that sort of water cooler moment.
Exactly.
Of like, you come in the next day and you talk to everybody about what you did, and you were like, wait, I did that quest, but I did this completely different thing. And you sort of start to appreciate all of the choices that you could have made. You didn't even realize were an option. Like, oh, I didn't even think about doing that. Like, oh yeah, I just ran in and stole his ship and shot all of his crew members and took off. Like, you can do that? Like, oh yeah, you can do anything. Like that, I think that's
having
a special part of a Bethesda
worked
Game
with these
Studios
guys.
game. And when we say epic RPG, we mean all of the stories.
And sort of been behind the scenes on these guys having conversations at Bethesda about how they were building their stuff. It was exactly like that.
We saw quite a bit of combat.
It was
action
really
in the
cool.
game.
That's
seems to
their
also be
game.
in
Their
addition
game
to
is
exploring and
making.
everything, that
They're
seems to
the
be
dungeon
another huge
masters.
focus of the game.
Absolutely. I mean, look, if you look at a game like Skyrim, which, like, everybody's played Skyrim.
I love
at
this.
point.
I didn't know if I was going to
It's
stream
actually
today,
how
but I
combat is a
freaking
big
love this.
part
This
of
is
that.
this is
Unless you
this is
decide
what I live for.
Like, if you're one of those
love these
folks that says,
conversations.
Actually, I'm going to do the alchemy thing, and I just go off and pick flowers and make potions and, like, live another life in another world this way, then combat isn't part of it. But look, we know in an epic RPG, there's always bad people, they, shooting at you. Sometimes you got to return fire, and there's a lot of fun to be had there. And so, providing a lot of different skills that sort of determine how good you are in combat.
Right, John?
Combined with all the
This
different
is
weapons
great.
in the game, and then you layer in ship combat and all of these other things, it starts to sort of paint a picture of just how
Honestly,
broad, how deep
this
the
is
rabbit hole
this is
It's
better
so impressive.
than them just
touch on it a
showing the
little bit. I
footage.
want to talk about it because this was watching the video, the demo. What I saw, and it really caught my eye, is around the ship. It's not just getting in the ship and that's your ship. There's so much behind it. Can you talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, like every ship is customizable to the nth degree, and not just like cosmetically. I want my ship to look like this or look like that, though obviously that's totally a thing that you could do if all you care about is cosmetics. But it goes much deeper than that in terms of like what kind of shields you have, what kind of weapons you have, like what kind of ship are you building? What do you want it to be good at? What trade-offs are you willing to make or not? And then the other part of it is, of course, well, you can't just, like, it's a spaceship. Those aren't cheap. So you have to figure out, like, how am I going to do this? Where do I get the resources to build this stuff? What kind of, skills do I need to level up to improve different parts of my ship beyond, what I could do without those skills? So there's a lot of, again, choices in terms of you get to decide that, how much you want to put into that or not. Do you just want to give somebody money for the parts that you want? Do you want to build it? All of those things are sort of part of the fun of deciding
Thunderpin,
how much
thank
you
you.
want to interact with this and how do you want to interact with it.
It felt like vintage EP for me too. And I was thinking about our E3 presentations and how we go bam, 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 bam.
A special experience. So between Redfall, ESO, Fallout 76,
Yeah, we
and
should.
Starfield, you all are
That
just-
kind of content should be on TV or out there all the time, right?
Thank you so much
I
for
feel you.
stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
This
Of
was
course,
phenomenal, man.
Now, coming up, we'll
This
hear
was
from our friends
phenomenal.
around the world, including Squash
The
games,
shopping
Obsidian
channel
Entertainment, Playground
little
Games, and, of
bumpers
course,
are not great, though.
Xbox fans like you. But first, let's hear from the creators
From
of
the
one of the
shopping
world's most
network.
popular Battle Royale games.
You don't end up rolling in money after a few days. Leather Soup is saying. I think and somebody brought it up. Ephesium said this might be Todd Howard's masterpiece.
大家好，我是永劫无间制作人关磊。
We are glad to share Naraka.
Well, what will definitely be true is Starfield will be so big that even if there are some underwhelming things at launch, it will. I heard another sound. It will still be such a massive engine and such a massive platform for them to just keep adding all kinds of incredible stuff. It's going to be cool to see, the 5 years out from launch, what Starfield becomes. And I'm not trying to diminish what it will be at launch, but these games, they just keep embellishing and adding and making so many cool things a real deal, Bethesda's great at that.
Survival game incorporating a lot of
Slime Hunter, thank you for the subscription, my friend.
A range of characters with
Yes, just sitting, Mike. Everything is Game Pass. Like anything that Xbox is paying for to make, and because they bought Bethesda, they're paying for all of their games to make them. That's their deal. It's all on Game Pass.
A vast map filled with interactive elements to explore.
Totally Ephesian.
Perhaps you'll engage your foes in samurai.
Gremlins in Vic's basement. I don't know. I heard it yesterday when I was playing. I heard a sound and I was like, "What the hell is that?" I did just download the Twitch app as John Yomtov instructed, and so I'm streaming through OBS, but I'm watching the chat in the Twitch app. Although it looks like the Twitch app you can use to stream directly through as well.
Underlying design philosophy.
Haven't tried that.
That you're unchained and have the freedom to choose how you play.
Just Sitting Mike is signing up the day that Starfield comes out. I think that's the big bummer for Phil Spencer. It's like, this is it. This is going to convert on all of these studios we've been buying. Game Pass is going to blow up this November. Oh, no.
Fireballs as a sorcerer.
Game Pass is going to blow up sometime in 2023.
We can't forget to mention our unique face.
Sorry, I'm totally talking over this thing.
You'll never need to worry about running into a doppelganger on the battlefield.
This is a tough slot following Starfield, and that's hilarious.
You can even recreate
That's
your
very
favorite
funny.
faces. As we approach Naraka's first
That was
launch
very
event,
smart putting Phil Spencer
we're
in there.
introducing a brand new weapon.
But tough spot following Pete Hines and
Releasing together
Starfield.
with the Xbox and Game Pass editions. Twin blades strike with the speed of a raging.
It's like going out to play football after Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl right there.
Similar weapons in
Go.
other games. But here in Naraka, it comes with a style all its own. Charging up strikes is usually a high-risk, high-reward move. With the twin blades, you can charge up while moving and keep your momentum.
Malik was
Unleash a
great, right?
flurry of combos
Everybody
on foes.
so far has been fantastic in this.
Since its release, Naraka Blade Point
No
has
GoldenEye
launched its
stuff
own
yet,
faction
Thunderpin.
clash game mode with Omni's Nightmare and the thrilling limited time mode Shadow Surge. There have been many casual modes to play as well.
This is like a
Community
freebie
has
game.
eagerly asked for a campaign mode. We're always listening to our player base.
I don't know anything
We're
about
happy to
Naraka.
announce
I guess I
that
could have
the
been
wait
listening to
is
this.
over. Players will see the first chapter of our campaign mode. Form teams of 3 to take on new enemy types and massive bosses. Disarming a boss won't be as easy as disarming another player though.
No, it's not free, Mondo?
PvP and campaign mode are two entirely different games. Further campaign chapters are also in the works, so we're eager to hear any feedback you have for us. We are also working on an Xbox One version and hope to see more players join Naraka later this year. Naraka is launching on Xbox Series X and S and Windows Store on June 23rd, and it's included with Game Pass at launch day. Now's your chance to dive into the world of Naraka Blade Point.
快来体验我生无拘吧！
Oh, it's like next week. Okay, all right.
History is filled with moments of greatness. Some well known, some lost to time.
Shourei
But what about the history that could have been? If
What's
you
been
were
retired?
its architect?
The Twitch app?
How would you reshape?
The one I downloaded was beta.
What new stories would you tell? And when your people speak, would you listen? How would you lead them in this new world?
Shourei Agdashalu. Right. Shourei Agdashalu. I saw her at the airport once coming to Vancouver. Everybody comes to Vancouver. That's how I met Manu Bennett.
But these will be yours.
He was, we were all waiting for our luggage, and he came up and he must have seen me on on EP, and I figure he must have known who I was, because he came up and he kind of bumped me. He pushed my on the back of my knee so I would sort of tip forward, and he was just goofing around. But then he was on our show.
Historical grand strategy game for PC called Ara: History Untold. Dan, Michelle, thank you two for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
And on behalf of the entire studio, we are really excited to be here and finally be able to talk about Ara.
I mean, we all are excited too. You just had the world premiere 2 days ago for Ara, and I have to say, I'm a really, really big history fan. I love me some history, so I've been looking forward to talking to you two about this. Now, we all know this is not your first strategy game, but the vision behind Ara is so ambitious. So tell us more about it, and also for those who are new to Oxide Games, we would love to hear more about the studio as well.
So Oxide Games was founded 9.5 years ago in my basement, actually, from the development leads of
Good things come out of basements, guys.
Our goal is to push strategy games to the next level.
And what's really great about working on a new IP is that you don't have kind of these previous expectations that a sequel would have. And so the sky really was the limit, and we got to really take the genre to a new space. And we really hope that not only will fans of strategy games like this, but people who've never played a strategy game before will find something they love as well.
You're absolutely taking it to the next level. I think I saw like a drone was in like the 18th century or something like that. It's very, very fascinating. And I think that like, if you're someone who really enjoys history, it's bringing like all of the worlds together, all the periods of time together. And that's a grand vision in itself. So how does the vision of Ara impact the player experience within the game?
So one of the kind of
I think she's been in a few JBJ.
How to make the game less about finding that optimal strategy, that optimal path, and really bring in ways to make it more meaningful to the player, make it unique to themselves. So what are different kinds of choices we can bring to the player so that when you play it's different than when I play?
They should be running footage over this.
How can we do things to really
so we
impact
see what they're
agency,
talking about?
expression, and really let you express your values
I'm
and
producing
your play
this.
styles through the different mechanics in the product.
We already have Civ and Humankind. This better be one hell of a strategy game. That's what we're all thinking, Ephesian.
What we've been working on is what we call the living world. We wanted the expression.
It's pretty hard to go up against the Civ experience, but it's not fair for them to be a. It's not for any game idea to be a monopoly. There we go.
Making sure that the choices that you make are expressed in a visual way, and so you're going to see your citizens doing things that reflect the choices that you've made. And this is actually really challenging. So one of the
tough thing with strategy games,
was to not have to
and I guess I complain about the amount of time I can allot to review these things and play these things. But
it was a very large technological
there are already so many good ones that it's okay to play the old ones, and they still are phenomenal.
I think that's the beauty, right? Because in
They just
history,
don't-
the great thing about learning history is that
It's,
you learn about
you know,
culture,
technologically,
you learn
they
about
just don't
stories,
blow us
you learn
away
about things
like
that are
first-person
probably
shooters
brand
or
new to your eyes,
sports
but the
games or
way that
whatever,
Aura
you know,
helps you
RPGs.
remix,
When you're playing a
reimagine,
strategy
and
game and it's
rewrite
over
history is a
ahead and
beautiful sight to
little
see.
tiny units and
I'm
things like
excited
that.
to get my hands on it, and I'm sure everyone else
It's
is
still fun to
watching.
play stuff that was
So
made in the
let us
90s.
know, where can we learn more about it, and when can we get our hands on it? Because I need it today.
So if you head over to the website, you can sign up for the Insider program.
That would be pretty
which will
fun,
give you
John.
a chance to join the technical alpha and play the game later this summer, which is super exciting because we've been playing it, you know, all the time, and so now you'll have a chance to play.
Dan, Michelle, thank you two so much for giving us the lowdown on
I like
Aura.
Michelle's
Really
shoes.
appreciate it.
That was
Thanks
my
for
favorite
having
part
us.
about that presentation.
Grounded is finally leaving early access and moving into full release with a highly anticipated
All right.
story mode. Here's Adam Brennicke and Eric Dorabella from Obsidian Entertainment to tell us more.
Hitting those names. She got them. I am
What
excited
can
to
players
play
expect
this, so I'm not going to touch it again until it's done.
Of Grounded.
The big one, of course, is going to be a complete game, and that means story, right? You know, from beginning to end, you can play through, you know, why are you here? Who put you here?
Yeah, exactly.
And how are you going to get home? And I think those are like the big questions that people are asking about Grounded. Originally,
It's a
we
tough thing with
really just
early
wanted to make a
access
survival
games, right?
game,
Like,
and one of the jokes was,
it's
hey,
cool
let's
that we
do
get them, but
backyard survival.
some of
Everyone was
the
like, yeah, that's a very unusual
the-
idea. But
I don't
think
know,
there's
that
something
sort of
there.
surprise moment is
One of
obviously
the things that
ripped
we did
away.
early on was establish the art
It
style
worked
of
for,
Grounded. Things
I mean, it's
started, like,
worked
coming
for
to
lots of
life as
games,
we
but
did
the, you know, you
initial
think of the
prototypes,
long and
and
gestation
seeing
titles like
some
Sea
of
of
the cool
Thieves, which
things,
just keeps
like
iterating
the
and
first time we
iterating.
added, like the spider into the
I don't know if
art,
Grounded
and
has
seeing the
that.
reactions of people in the office, like even like jump scares, like
But
people
it's cool.
screaming.
It's a great idea. People were screaming and Grounded.
The team is very small. It's the smallest team I've ever worked on at Obsidian. I wanted everyone to be able to participate on the design side of things. So I said everyone is a designer on the team.
Oh, wow.
And I think that extends into our community and how we're building the game in game preview and early access.
That's probably one of the successes of the game is how close we work with the community and take all
Afternoon,
their feedback and
Krillin.
suggestions. I think it's super rad.
For a game developer too, that is a huge thing, just to get people's feedback constantly of what they're liking. What they're
Is that
not
true?
liking,
Fix it,
and
Richie.
all those adjustments just make a much better game at the
Oh,
end of the day.
Obsidian is amazing. We did the making of Fallout New Vegas
We're at
and
that
spent
point
some
now
real
that
time
the
with those
art's been
guys, and
finished,
they're all
now we've
so
completed the story.
talented,
There's a
incredible
lot of
people.
surprises,
I'm
a lot
really
of,
jonesing
you
to
know,
start going
things that I
back out
think
into studios and
players
doing
aren't gonna
interviews and
I know
visiting with
what
these
you're
folks.
talking about. I cannot wait to see players' reactions. I know a lot of players are just waiting for the story to be finished to
Yeah.
finally jump into the game. People who played the game previously are also like holding out for more content. I think it's just going to pull a lot of people back in and gain a lot of new players.
Yeah, I mean, I dig the concept of early access, but
from last year was like our first.
I don't
big
know.
boss.
I
and then we came out with a bunch of mini bosses. Like
I guess I'm so old school with this stuff. I like that sort of like, here it is, it's ready,
we're showing
go.
players the Mantis. What
Yeah,
can
that's-
they expect from this?
So we're super excited to finally show off the Mantis. And I know that's been a big ask from players that they want to see a praying mantis in the game.
They've been asking for this for a
Yes,
long
yeah.
time. Do we have anything else that the players can get excited about?
You know, the Mantis is just a little tease of one of the new boss fights, but there's more to come, right? Like potentially many boss fights that we have planned for the full release of Grounded. There's a lot more secrets and other things to uncover.
Yeah, I don't
When
know.
we reached 5 million players, that was already super crazy. And then we hit the next milestone of 10 million players still being Xbox.
Doubling it, right?
Yeah, in Xbox Game Preview Early Access.
That just goes to show that we have a fantastic game. Everyone's just so surprised at like how much Grounded has grown.
I just hope that players.
Yeah,
and
I guess you get those
community
numbers,
understand
right?
how
Those are
important they are
those are
and
great
impactful
promotional
on this
numbers.
game with us.
Yeah, we're so thankful for everyone's support along the way. It's been an amazing journey, and we're finally almost at
And
the
they
finish
might
line,
not have
right?
gotten
Yeah.
those
I
numbers
think,
if they just
we
waited
wouldn't
until it
be
was ready
here
and then
without
released it.
Our amazing community and all of
Yes,
support.
it's a different business.
Best community ever. Yeah.
JBJ, I've done early access since Minecraft. I'm thinking of Phantom Abyss. That's probably the early access game that I've had the most connection with, and I freaking adore it. But I just wish it was done and finished and ready, and because it's a little tough for us. Even I remember when Minecraft was an. Oh, check this guy. That's awesome.
It was imperative that I meet with him. So I'm in this helicopter, flying to this location.
Way to go, Paris.
Let's go.
That's crazy. With Minecraft, it was tough for us to review it on the shows because it wasn't fully complete, you know, and we covered it a bunch of times, but it was like, this is still,
No, thank you.
it's still
What are you doing here?
in early, it's still being made.
Okay.
All right, Paris, right across the Potomac.
So
That's
great,
where our
Paris
contact
is.
Are we headed towards Arlington?
It's still secret. I'm sorry.
York, what is this place?
Oh, you'll see. Let's go.
This is awesome, man. I wonder if he's joining Xbox. Is this the Smithsonian? Or Bill Gates' garage.
Nick, how's it going? Hello. Paris, I would like to introduce Nick Partridge from the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum.
Thank you for having me. But this makes a lot of sense. I saw during the trailer there was a collaboration between the Smithsonian National Air and Space Museum and Flight Simulator. Here we are at the National Air and Space Museum. So let's talk about that collaboration. Tell me more about that.
Well, Jorg and I have been talking for more than a year. He was looking for me, and it turns out I was looking for him to ask the same question, which was, don't you think that our organizations have a lot in common? Dedicated to bringing flight to everyone, and
I was looking for the Spirit of St. Louis, which is in the Smithsonian ever since 1928. And the Smithsonian was gracious enough. They gave us a millimeter perfect
This is
scan,
a
which is what
phenomenal
we'll feature in
piece.
the 40th anniversary edition. But as Nick and I kept talking, it was very clear, you know, the world's foremost museum for air and space, the Smithsonian. Yeah. And Microsoft celebrating.
Guys,
its
this is a
40th anniversary.
better
It's a match made in heaven.
event than the
There's lots
Xbox
of things
thing
we can
on
do.
Sunday. This is better so far.
Authenticity, access, it's all there. We're hoping that if everyone has as much fun in the community with the content that we initially collaborated on, a couple of our most historic aircraft and some of the other
People are
aircraft
better
in the
than
center
products.
are already in the simulator, maybe we can jump in with both feet and do more in the years to come. Maybe even, who knows, we'll go crazy. We'll put the space shuttle in there.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
All right, you guys have never been here before,
No,
right?
this is my first
This is
All
great.
So keep your eyes peeled, stick together, and Jorg, I've got something special for you right around
This
here.
is like an EP segment with Microsoft
Check
budget
this out.
right here is what this is
my
like.
favorite plane, the Junkers Ju-52 3-motor. Amazing.
And that is an awesome plane. And as I look at all these planes around here, it makes me ask the question, are you going to put all of them in flight sim?
Maybe not all of them, but we hope a lot of them. In the 40th anniversary that comes out this fall, we already have 3. We have the Wright Flyer, the Spirit of St. Louis, and the DC-3. And we hope to get a few more.
That just
Nick
looks
and I were
ridiculous.
talking. There's a lot of things we could do.
Yeah, we started with the most
This is
iconic
another
ones,
Xbox
and,
stream, the
who knows?
extended
There's
stream,
no
Alpha
lack
Cat.
of opportunity.
You know, I keep saying amazing because this place is amazing. And just like Flight Sim, it just keeps going. So what else is happening?
It does seem like we're going supersonic, like the Concorde here. We've been doing a major update ever since we launched, every month since August 2020. And just today, we're actually launching World Update 10. And guess what?
Tell me.
It's the United States. And it's huge. We have a dozen cities, a new height field, brand new
We're adding the United States
airports,
into our
new
game.
everything. And as always, free. And check out this beauty. This is the Beechcraft Model 18. They call it the Twin Beach. It's a famous plane, and that's also launching today. And it's a great coincidence.
It's actually.
I love that Arnold Schwarzenegger is a game maker now. It's just
It's a
fantastic.
great example of how much we already had in common.
So Jorg, what can we expect the rest of the year from Flight Sim?
We have a ton of great things coming up. So today is World Update 10. We have 2 more World Updates, one in August and one in October. And then in November, we have the big 40th anniversary edition, which will be an absolute delight for anyone who loves aviation.
Okay, that 40th anniversary edition. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so we're celebrating by bringing back some of the planes from the old Sims, like from Flight Sim 10, 9, 8, even before that. And we're restoring some of the old missions, and we're bringing back some of the airports that were in those editions. So it's a real celebration of the franchise.
So this celebration is not only of the franchise, but the past as well.
And we're also adding brand new things on top of it, like that the community really wanted. For example, helicopters. Isobo wrote a brand new fluid dynamic system to make all that work. And we're adding gliders, which is a completely different way to experience the planet. It's just you and the wind. Right. And then the last one is we're bringing, it's the biggest deal for simmers, a brand new wheel-to-life airliner, the A310 from Airbus, by a brand new partner called IniBuilds, a great development team. In fact, of the 10 planes we're bringing, most of them are created in collaboration with third parties. So it's a really cool way for us to integrate with the creator community.
Now, how do I get this?
If you're on Game Pass, if you already own Flight Sim, the 40th Anniversary Edition is a free upgrade.
This has just been an incredible experience, seeing all these planes and going through the history and everything that's come in the Flight Simulator. I mean, thank you so much.
Thanks for coming to DC. Paris, thank you, Nick, for the great collaboration with the Smithsonian and for kicking off the 40th Anniversary Edition of Flight Sim. It's been wonderful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, that was dope. That was awesome. Congrats, Paris. Bravo. I love that.
Today was a good day, but now I have a need for speed.
Oh yeah, the Top Gun stuff is out there.
To the danger zone, baby.
That was great. And now we're in Spain. Oh man, this is really good. Holy crap.
I came in Madrid just yesterday to be here in FanFest Xbox, and I'm so excited.
This is awesome. This would be even more epic. I'm not trying to throw shade. I'm not dissing. But it would be even more epic if we had imminent game launches of Starfield's scale, you know? But this is wicked. It's so good. I think we all feel it, right? Like Xbox has been buying all these teams, and like we had Psychonauts 2, but they haven't got all their pistons firing yet. You know, they're all like ready to rock, and Xbox in the next 3 or 4 years
we're just a
gonna be
snippet of Squanch Games, and we're here to talk about High on Life,
so
our
freaking
new
powerful
action adventure comedy Metroidvania first-person shooter that is nothing at all, a little bit like Microsoft Excel.
All right, you're a bounty hunter now. You gotta help me rescue my friends. They're Gatlians just like me.
That was Royland.
That's our game, High on Life. Pretty insane. There's a lot to talk about.
Let's dive in. So Justin, you're typically known for working in animation. What brings you into the world of games? Why are you in the world of games?
Yeah. I'm obsessed with games, have been my whole life. Always had ideas, always had, things I would love to make. But
it's pretty cool. He's spent his money in this direction.
Step into that arena because I lack all the skills needed. Other than like creative direction, creative ideas, like other than that, I lack all the skills to execute.
But that's why, that's part of why you want to start Squanch, right? Is like to be able to have an idea.
Honestly,
like that
this may be one of the best video presentation things that the game industry has ever done.
To make games
this is really freaking good.
That was sort of the spark that just lit the fire of Squanch Games, and then we shipped Trover, and we shipped Accounting Plus, and now we're on
Accounting
this
Plus.
absolutely dream game. This is like our real legit swing at like a proper, like we're indie, but like this is like our AAA, or is it triple I for indie?
We're triple I.
Yeah, this is a triple I game.
So the story of our game mostly follows like Earth being invaded by this evil criminal cartel of aliens who come in and kidnap humans and start selling them on the black market. Like
You will not be disappointed, Zach.
Who has to team up with a talking gun and stop them.
And when you select a cartel leader that you're gonna go after, like,
You can get a Samsung TV though and get Game Pass and just stream everything. That's the surreal thing about all of this.
Can you tell us a
You
little
don't.
bit?
You actually don't need
the worlds of the game,
hardware
the art
to get all
styles,
the
and
games.
visuals?
Like it's.
Yeah.
It's
So
really
we spent a
nuts
lot
all
of time
the
kind of
aggressive things that
constructing and
Microsoft
creating
is
these
doing right
awesome
now,
alien
including
worlds.
making awesome
Myself,
presentations like this.
Mikey Spano, who is our art director. him
This
and I
is
worked,
not
like, a
cheap what they're
ton
putting
on
together here
sort of
and
art direction of the game. He
events
really kind of
all over the
landed this
world.
Space, which was kind of
That's what it,
Blade Runner
being a part of a $1 trillion company
trying to capture that
can
feeling
do
of
for a
characters,
gaming
especially
company.
our aliens.
Sony
Every
can't do
world
it.
is its
Nintendo
own
can't
kind
do
of
it.
unique flavor, right? I think
I
some
mean,
of
they
the ideas
can,
came
but
from very kind of core thoughts. Like we were like, we want to have
they
an
spend their money
awesome
making games.
alien, like drug-dense spa on an asteroid. And yeah, what makes me really excited is the sort of really clear and like it's almost deceivingly simple narrative, right?
Save the Earth, human to drugs, talking guns. Ta-da.
So Alec, who are the guns? What's their deal?
The guns are these talking alien Gatlians. They're all shaped
I love
somewhat
this
like a gun you'd find on
because
Earth,
you know
but they've evolved to be just
the millions of
gun-like
people
in
that
their
are
own
watching
way.
this, or
And
the
so,
hundreds of
this
thousands of
race
people in that
Gatlians each has
group
their own unique personality,
will
their
be a
unique
lot
set
of
of
people
abilities,
thinking
and you're
what
gonna be
about what they're going to
rescuing
do
from
for
this
their
evil
life,
alien
and they're going to
cartel, and
see
together, you got to stop the bad
from
guys.
these honest conversations the passion that people have for building these wacky things, and they're going to be inspired to do that.
Depending on what gun they favor.
Yeah, you kind of pick your favorite companion to have out a lot and hear their dialogue, be part of different dialogue scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
Look at us blasting away.
And sometimes you can
Which means
unlock
better
the
games
guns
for us
in a
to
different
play.
order than another player has. So
That's
when you
right.
go back through a level, you'll see things
This
that
looks
you would have
awesome.
been able to access if you'd done it in the other order.
That's
you
so
can come back.
That's a
Yeah.
huge one.
All right, so we've talked about this crazy good game that sounds amazing. Why should people be excited to play it?
As a studio, we are attempting
Chill Stream, good to
bring
see you.
A-level
Welcome.
adult
Thanks for
comedy
being a
into
first-time
video
viewer
games.
or a
Something
first-time
I love
chatter
about
from a
Squanch is
viewer.
We would put a lot of effort.
It's totally
into
Stranger's
thinking about
Wrath.
what
I
we could
said
do
that
with
on
it. Like a
Sunday there,
single small
Mecca.
joke
Good
that 5
callback.
players might find.
Okay, well now I can.
I love that stuff. I love like edge casing and like
It's what makes you remember a game. when
yeah,
you
like if a player's trying to break the game in a certain way and then you have an answer for that for them, that is like such a memorable and amazing moment. It's almost like watching TV, but the viewer is able to reach into the TV and poke a thing, and the character has to respond to that. And there's so much fun to be had for the
You can
most
skip
part.
it all. We worked really hard on it. If you
I
wanna
thought he
skip
was
it.
drinking
Yeah,
a
if
glass
you
of
wanna just,
milk,
like, miss out
and
on,
I
like,
thought,
you know,
what,
if
a,
you're
what
like
an
a big
awesome
dummy and
thing
you don't wanna
for
play the game at all.
3 dudes
We're not gonna judge
by
you.
a
We're just
pool
gonna get
drinking
upset.
giant glasses of milk during a video conference. And total Rick and Morty moment right there. Would have been better if they all had milk in the hot sun. Oh man, I make my own fun. Now what is this? We're gonna go from goofy to still goofy but more violent. Ephesian, yes. Yeah, if I was producing that video, I would have gotten them all glasses of milk, and they would have sat and drank their milk and talked about the game. Oh, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This is from Gun Games. Good lord. That looks terrifying. And then Will Ferrell comes out. This is the Obsidian, yeah. Pentiment.
is a narrative adventure game set in 16th century Bavaria,
Is this,
which is part of the Holy Roman Empire.
what's
You
his
play
name?
a character named Andreas Mahler, who's
Sawyer?
an artist working at a Benedictine abbey. He gets involved
Super
in a series
intelligent
of murders and
designer.
scandals and tries to unravel them over a period of about 25 years. The name Pentiment, it is specifically referring to
Yeah, Josh.
paintings in which
Brilliant
there's
guy.
an older painting underneath the
You should
painting
follow
you see
him on
the top.
Twitter.
And if you scrape away the top layer, you see what was
First
left
time we met
behind.
him, he was just like
this has
a
bunch
just
of
a skinny
significance. Obviously, you're
little
playing a painter,
like young
but
kid.
Also it has a lot of significance
And
to the
he's
idea
just
of history kind of being covered and uncovered.
He said it rings to the tree, you know, like he's got a lot of incredible credits
When I
under his name.
saw
Amazing developer.
Narrative-driven games with really distinctive art styles, I was inspired to make a historical game that focused on the unique art style of the early modern period that was really driven by the relationships between characters and the stories that played out over time. Hannah Kennedy was really integral to defining the art style of Pentiment, especially blending the late medieval illuminated manuscripts with the early modern woodcuts.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of major points to solve and kind of marry between wanting this to be a true to the history, true to the feel of the source material that we were referencing as far as the narrative, but also thinking about the types of games that were like what we imagined we wanted as far as a gameplay experience.
From the beginning, I knew that I wanted to portray a community that changed over time, which meant that characters are changing over time. That's really the focus of everything. The buildings do change, but really it's the characters where you see all the crazy stuff happen.
Kids that I had become attached to because it's a 4-year-old and we designed them to be a 4-year-old and then they're getting married and then I felt a weird like emotional reaction to that because I'm like, oh, baby's all grown up.
That's amazing.
I think the 16th century has always been really interesting to me because it was a time of such.
This is dope,
social
man.
upheaval
Like
in
when they
Europe.
showed this in the event on Sunday, it's like, well, this doesn't look like Halo, but now we're diving into the why of it. It's fantastic.
But right now, I think we're maybe more aware than ever that social change is happening constantly,
Yeah.
and people are always struggling with it. It's always a difficult process, and so I hope that by looking at people from the past, we can see that even though the setting might be different and the specific issues might be different, ultimately we always struggle with social change.
Wonderful. God, this is such a great presentation. I am so blown away. Now, this game, like, really didn't register, but now we're going to see it. We're going to see what the hell the game is. Visually, it's like, I don't know what's happening.
Such a bad idea.
All you had to do was keep your mouth shut.
I'm gonna override this.
Is your life mission to cause harm?
Like, why didn't they run this? This is a way better way to show off the game.
What we're trying to do is to make a brilliant interactive experience for anyone who loves brilliant storytelling. So people who enjoy films, people who enjoy TV series. It's also
That's
a social
every human.
experience and about sharing these stories with the people you love.
I think we should stick to the plan.
Yeah, stick to the plan.
I took my inspiration from TV shows, prestige shows like, Breaking Bad, Fargo. I really love Dog Day Afternoon. It's such a wonderful setup.
You try that again, and every last one of them leaves in a body bag.
When you write for interactive stories, it's all about the stakes. You want big choices, the tentpole ones that everyone will remember from the chapter they played, but also you weave in the smaller stakes, the drama bit, like the relationships. Are you gonna stay married?
When you lost your job, this wall went up and I missed you, okay?
The game deals with very mature themes that you don't normally find in a video game.
I don't know about this one.
It really gives you agency over characters that are relatable, that are
it's so
familiar to you.
stylized.
It's like an
I don't
interactive
know
story, but with the power of video game behind it.
I don't know if it'll draw me in. Like, I'll always be thinking about this choice.
Hold your horses, young man. I think you should at least listen to what I have to say.
It's
In the
weird.
first book, it's mainly
What do you guys think?
structured around a hostage situation in a motel in the middle of the desert in Arizona. So it's a pressure cooker.
I like that they've taken this decision.
And do exactly what I say.
Book 2 takes another approach entirely, and it's a chase across multiple states in the U.S.
There's nowhere else to
Yeah,
run.
I don't know.
This is an interactive show.
It
but
looks
the
like
important part here
a
is the
budgetary
word
decision
interactive.
more than a
Players
creative
are
one.
very much needed to help the character on their journey and decide what's going to
Yeah.
happen to them.
I think
help them
Quantic
grow
Dream and
change.
It's not like there's one golden path. There's so many different ways through the story.
the strange
you get to like different
Life is Strange guys
ending, and you feel like you
are doing more interesting
shaping the
sort of
story
interactive
and
narrative
also the
things.
character.
some of your true self comes out into that thinking.
I don't know, what would you do? I'll try
Don't
to-
nod.
Yeah.
And Telltale,
At the end
yeah.
of the game, when
Telltale's
you play,
back.
We tell you about your playstyle, and it reveals something about
Or
the
it's-
player themselves, their values, and the way they interact with the others.
Is
that they
it
play
a
with.
rebranded Telltale or
For me, one of the really
that kind of game is coming
was
is back,
this art style
Ephesian.
could tell lots of different types of stories. We want to take really beautiful sort of.
It's like the cutscenes from Max Payne 1 and 2. Holy crap, Mecha. Another great callback.
Represent that.
I love this community, man, because you guys have all been playing games for as long as me, and
Experience, so 1 to
you're lifers like I am.
Because we wanted to draw in
I
people
respect that. I
who
appreciate
weren't
it. I'm
necessarily
grateful for
gamers.
it.
Gamers are going to love this game as well because it's a very mature, in-depth story.
I don't know about
This game really
putting out
taps
there
into
like
your life skills
this is
rather than
brilliant
your
and people
gamer
are going to
skills.
love it,
Puts
and
everyone on
it
a
feels a little like you're reaching for. Yeah, you're reaching for accolades. Come in with a little more humility, like Justin Roiland did.
It's like each player
We don't know if we're gonna like
like
this
a
yet.
voice in the character head.
So far, I don't.
I am definitely not.
Take the cash. It's been a massive journey, and I can't believe we're just like so close, touching distance to this game. Yeah, I'm.
I mean, Xbox sees something. They do, because they've spent a lot of money promoting it. I don't get it yet, though. Oh, thank you so much, Amazing Average Gamer.
Let's check out what mysteries,
Thanks for being here.
adventures, and of course, slimes are waiting for us in the new vibrant world of Slime Rancher 2.
Yeah, I don't know about this. This might be the checkout time for me. Tommy is he's doing all right. He's been working with Intellivision, and they've been working hard to launch a machine. So he actually has been heading up a game console company, which has been a very massive pivot for him. But we're in touch frequently, and he's doing okay. And he started Video Games Live several years ago and has toured around the world putting on video game concerts. I've had him on the show almost like once a year or so in the last several years. So if you search on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/EPNTV, you'll find some stuff with Tommy and I. And I can't wait to connect with him and see him again. I miss him. I miss a lot of my co-hosts. Everybody moved out of Vancouver when the TV budget started to dry up. Yeah, this I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. I did not play Slime Rancher 1. That's a title that, like the actual title, is like, that doesn't sound like it's for me. Any big Slime Rancher fans out there? Oh yeah, Mondo Blasto. That might end up becoming an incredible game. But not, and that was a way better presentation about the game, but still, I'm not like, I can't wait at all. I can definitely wait for that game. And I can definitely wait for the Slime Rancher 2. Do educate us, though, if you are a huge Slime Rancher fan. Tell us why, and why we should be excited for this. This looks like part of a game, like the thing that you'd be doing to get to something fun, but this is the whole thing. You're just vacuuming up little animals. I mean, I don't know. That was not for me. There's a very deep story in it about the history of planets and time. Is that true, Slime Hunter? Or do you work for the Slime Rancher people? Your name is Slime Hunter.
Trip in a while. Put this in here. Australia. Passport. I need a passport. Where's my passport? Passport.
That's pretty rad. Blows the dust off of it. That's how I felt when I went on my first trip the other day. or last month. Now I've been to LA 3 times since then.
Where's my Uber? All right.
I don't play, but I play one on TV. Fix It Richie installed Slime Rancher 1. It's still in his pile of shame. Larry's a good dude.
Welcome back to Melbourne. It is so great to be here in person. Get ready for the showcase.
So this is just happening. So they've put all of this stuff together. They've edited all this in a day, basically. They have the moolah and the teams to make all of that happen. It's a pretty packed room. And I don't see a lot of masks. Hope everybody's okay. I think I saw 2 masks back there. Yeah, he's a good dude. I like Larry. Lifer. Super passionate.
We are here in Melbourne with FanFest.
Okay.
We are so excited to tell you all about Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels, the first expansion for Forza Horizon 5. So, Mike, let's start with why the team
Isn't
decided to
he
bring Hot Wheels to Forza
Master
Horizon
Chief or
5
something like that? What's
Our fans have been telling
what's
us for
Larry's
years about how much they loved Forza
what's
Horizon 3's
Larry's
Hot Wheels
gamer
expansion.
tag?
So we've been waiting
I should know
for
this.
the right time to bring everyone another Hot Wheels adventure. Forza Horizon 5 presented the perfect
Major Nelson,
opportunity
right?
to bring Hot Wheels to
Of
life
course.
like never
Thank you,
before
Fix It.
with the power of the Xbox Series X and S.
It really does sound like the perfect time for Forza Horizon and Hot Wheels. So I'm wondering if you can tell us a little bit more about what to expect.
Oh yeah,
being
Jedi Fallen
in
Order is
the
incredible.
clouds of Mexico this time.
Yes, you travel to the clouds above Mexico to visit the Hot Wheels Park.
This
which
looks
is comprised of
freaking
over
incredible.
200 kilometers
See,
of
this
the
is
fastest,
something
most
that they should have
extreme
said. This
tracks
is
you get.
out
Once
now.
there, you'll join the Hot Wheels Academy and set out to take on Forza Horizon's most extreme racer
And
yet.
is this
and prove
free
yourself a
on
Hot
Game
Wheels
Pass?
legend.
Let's go.
As well as the iconic orange Hot Wheels track, you'll take on new driving experiences across gravity-defying
This looks
magnet
frickin'
tracks,
incredible.
as well as
I cannot
ice,
wait.
water flume, and rumble tracks.
So we spoke loads about biomes in the build-up to Forza Horizon 5's launch. Are we expecting something similar in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as well?
Yes, so we're truly going to see the power of the Xbox Series X and S when we look at Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels all new biomes.
That was a
the
lot.
amount of detail and diversity that
Make
we can
sound like it
into
was
the 4 new biomes is
just off the top of his
We
head.
have the rugged Giants Canyon, where you'll hear the growl of your engine bouncing back off the intricately detailed rock formations. The Ice Cauldron,
I wanna play this
where
again
frozen
so
tundra
bad.
drips into the glistening molten lava. In Forest Falls, you'll see a tree canopy towering over epic waterfalls. And finally, the visually stunning and exhilarating Horizon Nexus, where the Horizon Festival is suspended among a web of Hot Wheels tracks. And there's more, because new players can jump into Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels as early as possible during the main game's initial experience.
And how are people going to be able to use Event Lab in Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels?
So in Event Lab, you'll have the freedom to design, build, and share using the new Hot Wheels Creation Kit. That's over 80 new track and stunt pieces that instantly
us.
snap together thanks to our new building tool.
Show us.
You can then share your creations with the entire community
Show
for
it.
players to discover and play. We are anticipating our community building an ever-evolving catalogue of new player-created Hot Wheels events that everyone will enjoy.
It's like he's
They all
reading a
sound
prompter.
Absolutely incredible, Mike. But I'm going to ask you the most important question in the room. Can you tell me a bit more about the cars?
Yes, so we have 10 new amazing cars coming to the pack, including 4 new Hot Wheels cars.
I
which
think he
we've
is reading
scaled
a
up
prompter.
To real-life
He is,
proportions.
yeah.
We have the Diora 2, the Bad to the Blade, the Baja Bone Shaker, and the Chevrolet Hot Wheels Copo Camaro. Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels introduces the most
Yeah, he's not
extreme
looking at
tracks
her.
we've
He's
seen
looking
yet in Forza.
to the
So
side
we've
of
added
her.
some new extreme track toys and hypercars to go with them.
That's fat.
I want to call out the Hennessy Venom F5 and the Mosler MT900 GT3. Their speed is unlike anything we've seen before.
So we know Forza Horizon 5 fans
That's
naturally
what
love
makes
co-op,
Pete
so how
Hines
does
so
that
special,
continue in Hot
everybody.
Wheels?
So, in a first for Forza, you can join up with your friends and play.
I guess we got to make that happen, don't we, Thunderpin?
You and your friends will then take on.
I know the codes are starting to get out there. I bugged the contact that would send me the code, but I haven't got the code yet.
You can also choose to take on the world in Horizon Open, or
but
team
you'll
with
know
your
when I
friends
do.
to take on a team of Drivatars in the Horizon Tour.
Twitch, YouTube Black, or it's wall to wall.
Yes,
Turtles.
So Forza Horizon 5 Hot Wheels releases on July 19th on Xbox Series X and S, Xbox One, Windows PC, and Steam.
Mike, thank you so much for joining me. This has been so much fun, and I cannot wait to play.
This was just too much pitter patter. It was too polished. But it looks really damn good. You're ordering the VHS packaging edition of the game. Right on, Thunderpin. I want Shredder's Revenge to be well, I want it to be great, first of all. Don't buy it if it's not great. But if you've got Game Pass, you get it, which is incredible. But I want it to be great, and then if it's great, I want people to freaking go nuts for it so that it opens up the floodgates to a lot more pixel-crafted, awesome games that exploit incredible licenses or awesome, historically significant video game properties. And there's a resurgence in, you know, AAA pixel stuff. That would be incredible. Right, fix it, Richie. I mean, I like Fall Guys. I like it. It's very fun. I haven't played it for ages. JBJ, I likely will be getting it on Steam, on Switch, yes. And it will be on my Steam Deck, and it will be on my Xbox. So, I guess I just need it on the PlayStation. So, anywhere I turn, and my phone at some point, right? It needs to go everywhere.
Now, onto our next block, pun intended, of course. Minecraft Legends is the action strategy take on the franchise you never knew you needed. I'm here with Dennis Rees from Mojang Studios.
Okay, here we go.
Who's just released the world premiere trailer of Minecraft Legends. Dennis, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Malik.
So happy to have you. I mean, this is a really exciting time for the team. Let's talk Minecraft as a whole, though. That game, I have nothing to back this up, but I feel like everyone on the planet's played Minecraft at this point. But that wasn't enough for you all. You all went and made
THX,
Minecraft Dungeons,
interesting.
And now we're moving on to the recently revealed Minecraft Legends.
They can't really do that, though, can they? They can't charge a monthly fee and then not, and then give you all like the core games and then not give you the
We are so
DLC.
excited to finally be able to talk about this game with the world. We've been working on this game for some time now.
He seems
Minecraft
tired.
Legends is an action strategy game. It's set in the Minecraft universe. And in order to build this, we really wanted to partner with a great company that understands strategy games. And so that's when we reached out with Blackbird Interactive.
Oh,
And
Jesus,
doing
that's
so, we
awesome.
were able to create an experience that
They're Vancouver
is,
team.
welcoming for people who may have not played
I did not
Minecraft,
know
but
Blackbird
also
was
people
doing
who
this.
have. And I mean, you've seen the trailer. It's about going and traveling through these beautiful biomes, exploring this world that is familiar yet still mysterious.
They're
And
the
so as you explore
the
these lush biomes, you collect resources.
the major
and then you
stakeholders in
use those
Homeworld,
resources
and they're
to-
all
to
ex-Relic,
build
well, a lot of
defenses from
ex-Relic
these
guys that
dangerous but very
originated
cute
Homeworld over at
piglins.
Blackbird.
And in those offensives, you're able to fight them back and send them back to where they come from. And you know what? You're going to probably want to build some alliances with some unexpected friends because they're going to help you actually defeat the piglins and send them back to where they come from.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it, and I love what you said about trying to make a game that's both for fans of Minecraft that exist and new fans coming in. Minecraft can go in so many different directions. I
Yeah.
feel like with a new
Dungeons
game.
was great. I don't know if you guys played
choose
Minecraft
action
Dungeons. It was
strategy.
really fun.
Well, really, it was many years ago as a group of folks at Mojang sitting around talking about what game genres they really enjoy. And action and strategy were the most popular ones that came up. And so we started to think about who we could partner with to build that experience. And that's where we came into Blackbird Interactive. And that was back in 2018. And, the project was codenamed Badger. And an interesting little fact for many of those people that might follow Minecraft, if you go back to Minecon 2018 and you look at the shirt that Jens Berenstain was wearing, you'll see a graphic on there, and it's in the shape of a badger head. And really, that was meant to be an Easter egg for years forward, which here we are now.
I gotta say, I love a good Easter egg. Now, where would you say that Minecraft Legends fits in the overall Minecraft universe?
Well, the Minecraft universe is just always growing and expanding. And if
Is
it's
there
not
like a
from our
thematic
partner
narrative
communities, then it's from
thing
Mojang
to the
specifically.
Minecraft
Like you mentioned,
universe?
Minecraft Dungeons. That's a great example where Mojang went out and we built this dungeon crawler experience.
Dungeons
in
is
the
great,
Minecraft
man.
universe,
If you guys haven't
and
played
players
that,
love it.
that's
It's
definitely a great
wonderful.
pickup on
And
Game
with
Pass.
Minecraft Legends, we're trying to do something similar, really. And here we're going to be introducing a narratively driven campaign with a whole bunch of new characters and a lot of other things that I'm not ready to share right now.
Dennis, I thought we were friends. I thought we were
Cut.
friends. You can share it with me and everyone watching. No? Okay, I won't pry any more. But tell us when the game is coming out and where we can keep up to date.
It's coming out in 2023.
It's
on
coming out in
PC
a general
and
year
console
of
on Xbox
2023.
Game Pass.
We're not going to commit to
And
any
if you
month.
want to know more, just follow us Twitter or jump on Minecraft.net.
Dennis, I'm so excited to jump into Minecraft Legends. Thank you so much for stopping by. And
Legends
giving us a lowdown.
game was
thanks for having me.
available for these guys. Interesting. Toronto! Hey, we're going to see Marissa.
Everybody, it's your boy Kirsten, aka K Von Doom, and we're here at Xbox Fan Fest. We got a whole lot for y'all to check out, so let's get it in.
It seems empty. It seems very quiet in Toronto. Oh, there they are. Okay. There we are. I got some spacing in the crowd. Emrumb up on stage. There she is.
Came out, won the sweet jersey. I couldn't believe when I was here on site that I would get to meet the real Master Chief.
Experience here, out of this world. It was really cool to see. I'm gonna go get my nails done because they have a nail station and these things need to be painted.
Redfall looks dynamite, and come on, Diablo 4.
There's Camille.
Why are you so gruesome? All bloody things. No, but it's great. I love it.
What a day we had today. Thank you everybody for showing up to Xbox Fan Fest Toronto. Had a lot of fun, saw a lot of games, great experiences overall. Catch you in the next one.
Okay, it seemed pretty low key. Well, there was no FanFest Vancouver, I will tell you that. This is FanFest Vancouver right here. Woo! Woo! In my basement. Is it over? I think we might be wrapping things up here. Spider Heck. That looks pretty cool. Wrestling with emotions. Oh, the international cavalcade of games. I'm digging that. FanFest Vancouver has been fun, Slime Hunter. Thanks for coming to my party, everybody. There's Phantom Abyss. Love that freaking game. That's cool. That's cool.
I'm joined now by Sarah Bond, who leads the gaming ecosystem organization here at Xbox. Sarah, it's so great to have you.
It is awesome to be here and so good to see you too.
Yes, I'm super excited for this conversation because as we know, game creators are crucial to Xbox's success. And whenever you talk about them, it's with such passion and tenacity. I love it. And it sounds super important to you and the rest of Team Xbox. So my question to you is, how do creators inspire the work that you and your team do?
The creators are just the bedrock of everything we
Thunderpin,
do
thanks
on
for
my
being
team.
here.
You know, when you really think about it, where gaming really comes from is it starts with someone who has a creative idea that they choose to put into a game that we all get to experience and enjoy. And that's really the
They are
bedrock of
doing
our
an
industry.
excellent
What
job.
motivates us is to
An
help
excellent
those
job
people, those
of
developers bring their stories out. And we think about it in
documenting
3 ways. How do we
this.
create a vibrant and engaging
And sort of
gamer
archiving
community
it
for them to come
visually.
to through Xbox?
It's very
What are the set of
important.
tools and services that we give them that make it easier and faster and more affordable for them to make a game? And how do we create a range of business models that they can use? Because a business model really enables them to perform all sorts of different types of innovation.
Yeah, business models, tools, resources, all these provide choices, and it's increasing these choices for not only the developers, but the players themselves as well.
Yeah.
For example, you and your team just announced a new feature that's going to bring game demos to players. Can you tell us a little bit more about Project Moorcroft?
Project Moorcroft. I know. I love these project names. I wish they would just let me name it, but
Yeah,
they
just
won't.
say it.
I know.
You
They
know?
won't.
Can we change that?
Well, look, we were sitting around as a team and we were thinking about some of the things that we've always loved the most about the
Right,
gaming
John?
industry.
This is
And
impressive
one of
as
them
hell.
was, remember when you would go to
Hopefully
like a
this
show, like
starts a
PAX
fire
or
under the other
E3,
guys.
and you would go to the show floor and you get to play a demo or a piece of a game, and the developer would be right there next to you.
I mean,
talking to you
Xbox
about
owns
their
half the
experience,
business now,
asking you to
so
try things out,
they
asking
need to
your
do
feedback.
this.
And that was
It's,
one of the things
it's
I
important
loved
for
the
them
most about those
to
experiences.
remain
We just don't have them
human.
as much anymore,
Otherwise,
in the
they
way that
look
the
like
world
Skynet.
evolved. And so we thought, gosh, how can we make Game Pass like that? Like, how can we use the power of Game Pass and all of the great discovery and player engagement that is in it and have it create for creators that opportunity to engage with fans early as they're creating their game, and also for players to get to experience something that they're really anticipating. And so that's what we're going to do. We're actually going to have a program that enables developers to take a piece, a level of their game, and put it into Game Pass so that they can get that great feedback and players can engage with them. And we know it's a lot of work sometimes for developers to do that, so we're also going to compensate them for their participation in the program. I'm so excited for what's going to come when we
It's
launch
so
that.
I
aggressive.
think the one thing that we all
It's
miss
it's
is
incredible,
that
man.
connection,
We're
right?
we're
And
about
now
to
that
be.
we are able to come back into conferences and stuff like that, we still need to deepen it.
Xbox has
By
got real
deepening that
competition now
connection, you're
with
diversifying the
PlayStation Plus
voices,
Premium.
and then that in
So
return helps to diversify the
this
games and bring
service
diversity into
war
games.
is
So
going to end up being
how
very
will
good
Microsoft
for
help
players.
to further that front?
Yeah, we think about it all the time, frankly, as Microsoft, as Xbox, in my team in particular, because creators is core to everything we do. You know, if you think about a game, it enables you to experience a perspective, a point of view, in a way that is deep and immersive, unlike any other form of media. So the importance of everyone having an equal opportunity to share their story and their perspective through a game, and what it means to shaping our perceptions, to what we talk about, to what we believe, to broadening our perspectives, is critical. And we think about that all the time. So what we've done as a team is we're continuing to expand the set of developers who we're engaging with and bringing them into the Xbox ecosystem. We've actually more than doubled the number of developers that are making games for Xbox, and we saw lots of those games in the last day, which has been pretty cool. And the other thing that we did this year is for the first time ever, we actually have a presence in Africa. We have our first Xbox employee in Africa,
Wow.
specifically dedicated to working with creators in the region.
Wow.
So what message would you like to leave for creators who are interested in starting in the industry?
Yeah, I get that question a lot. People say to me, gosh, I would really like to be part of the gaming industry. I'd love to make a game. How do I break through? How do I get involved? And I say, first of all, network. Talk to people, meet people, connect with people, just how you and I connected actually at an industry event, which we met at, which was super fun. You know, build that network and that connectivity because it's so critical in every industry, but I think particularly in gaming, right? You know, go to industry conferences like GDC, meet people, learn, try that out. And if you're interested in making a game for Xbox, you can actually go
What
to GitHub.com.
presentation,
You can actually download
consumer-facing
the Xbox Game
presentation,
Developer Kit and get
have you
started.
ever
And
seen
once you have a game concept, you
where
can also
one of the
submit it
executives
online
up on
through
stage
iPlateXbox.com, and
has
then you
so
can self-publish
expertly
Xbox, which
crafted
is another great way.
a
Of course,
path
if you actually want to get
to
involved in the
making
industry,
video games
all companies are great, but I highly
and
recommend
suggested
you
that
check out
people
come
go to
work
the
at
Game
Xbox.
Developers Conference.
I'm biased, obviously.
This is incredible.
Every right to be so. Sarah, thank you so much for joining us today. And also, thank you to all the viewers for tuning in.
This is
to
incredible.
Extended.
Bravo,
We've
Xbox.
heard from so many amazing developers on today's show. Now, before we finish, is there anything else you'd like to share with us?
We were talking earlier about the importance of people being able to tell their story through a game and how incredibly powerful it is. I mean, when we were talking about that, I was thinking about an experience we've had as a team that's been very touching for me. So, a couple years ago, we started really consciously extending the depth and breadth of content that we have in the Xbox ecosystem. And it was through that I got to know the team making Stalker 2 really well. And I actually got to intro that game last year in the Xbox Game Showcase, and it was just incredible. And the thing was, when I was looking at that game last year, and I was looking at the story that they were telling, and they were talking about the beauty of the land and their dedication to their culture and their country, and I thought, wow, this is a cool game. This is a compelling story. But sitting here today, recognizing that team is Ukrainian, they were based in Kiev, looking at that story and what they were showing
This is
to the
amazing.
world just
I'm
feels
so
entirely
absolutely
different, in far more
blown away
poignant
by what Xbox
and
has done today.
visceral to me. This is a team who's talking about their culture.
This is incredible,
talking
guys.
About fighting for the existence of being a nation, of being a people, of having their own language.
This is games
And
being
now we all,
humanized
as a
in a
world,
profound
got to
way.
see
Bravo.
how tenuous that in fact is. And it's an honor, frankly, to be part of this industry and to have the opportunity to uplift their voices and to let their story be told through a gaming experience, especially knowing what we know now about the situation in Ukraine. And as part of that, they actually shared with us something that they wanted us to share with all of you today as part of the show.
Есть.
Putin's a goddamn war criminal.
Здесь кипела работа, идеи, она не останавливалась. 3 месяца назад началась война России с Украиной.
Шок от робочий день починається з тривоги.
Під час сильних обстрілів ми біжимо в укриття. Це переноска для мого кота, який загинув ще в перший тиждень війни. Ходиш вечором, сирена, выходишь днем, сирена. Днем еще работать надо, поэтому особо не выйдешь, а вечером все время вот так.
Це моє робоче місце.
Вже 3-й місяць я живу і працюю в коридорі. Зі мною живе одноокий пес, врятований з-під обстрілу Хостомель.
Freaking surreal, man. They're making a game about the end of the world and they're living in it.
Так работает в перерывах между сиренами і волонтерськими задачами.
Світ ще побачить, наскільки в нас класна культура і в тому числі наскільки класні ігри ми можемо робити.
Меня зовут Александр. Я являюсь сотрудником компании GSK. Я с Мариуполя. Сначала боевое действие была потеряна связь с моими близкими. И это непередаваемое ужасное чувство, когда ты не знаешь, живы они или нет.
Я Дмитро Ясенєв, розробник Сталкера. Ніколи не міг уявити, що в 21 столітті в центрі Європи може статися повномасштабна війна.
Я Олексій Іванов, ком'юніті-менеджер проекту Stalker 2. Із зброєю в руках захищаю свою країну від російської агресії.
Привіт, я Макс, наративний дизайнер гри Stalker 2. Після перемоги я до неї повернуся.
Побачимось на релізі. Слава Україні!
Wow. I can't believe that. I mean, it's unbelievable. People still following that fucking egomaniacal madman.
last question, Dr.
Wow.
Dallin. Are you sure the perimeter surrounding the zone is really enough? If a powerful emission were to occur, we would...
Listen, the zone has remained stable for years. Besides, we didn't establish the most advanced institution in human history without first guaranteeing its safety. As the head of the Scientific Institute for Research of the Chernobyl area, or CERC for short, I believe the wonders that we will bring to the world far outweigh the potential risks.
How big are these risks exactly?
The zone reveals a whole new world. We can stick with the old one, fearing change. But tell me,
This was a way better presentation than Sunday's show. And Sunday's was pretty good.
or as those who dared to venture forward to a new, better humanity.
The injured were evacuated. I remind our listeners that a similar incident happened in our region quite recently, ruining homes and livelihoods. However, city officials urge people to stay.
I can't believe they're making a game in the middle of a war. They've been working on this for a long time. I think, like, we talked about this 10 years ago on EP. Incredible. Wow. Well, that was amazing. Yeah, for sure. Efusion. I mean, this is going to blow up all over Twitter for sure. All over social media, but bravo to Xbox. That was incredible. I'm still cutting some stuff that I'm posting on our YouTube channel, so check that out later today, youtube.com/EPNTV. Thank you for watching this, you guys. I'm just going to pause this so it doesn't start up on something different. And we'll see you very soon. And until then, play forever.